Welcome. Okay, today we're going to be talking about various things we added in the video. So, one, well, first of all, I've been working real hard on this. Sorry, I've been taking a very long time. I've been trying real hard to get various things working and functioning the way I want it to, and like analyzing whatever everyone's been saying and whatnot. So hopefully, I did the best of what works for everyone and made it easy. But first thing, so we added VRCFury support. So that should make it easy for you guys to install now. Two, there is better textures and normals improved, and as well as like way more textures have been added. And then like three, we added in the ability to have more sounds, and then like H, we're going to be talking later on about how to optimize things a little bit better. So I try, so it makes so basically VRAM usage and everything can be a little bit lower for you guys. And then also D, we're going to be talking about the how to add new textures. So we got Substance Painter coming for you guys also. So don't worry, you can actually like make your own textures and stuff like that in there. It makes it a little bit easier and better for you. And then Z, I'm going to be showing you all the new features as we go through this video and how to discuss it and whatnot.
Alright, let's get started. The first thing you're going to get is Creator Companion. After you download this, it should automatically give you the latest version of the Unity editor on this application. If it doesn't, you can just click on here and then for requirements, it should tell you below where about it. The site, these links and everything will be below. After that, you need to go get Poyomi. Go to this site here, poyomi.com. You can go click below, add a VCC. This is going to be needed for textures. Next, you're going to need to go to VRCFury.com downloads and hit the add to VRCFury, the VRChat companion right here, and it should automatically again add it to your creator companion for you. And then next, you need to go to here. This is our new site. On this site, it's going to be where you get all the new updates and like additions, extras, and whatnot. You need to go to your account, type in your email. The email should be whatever you use on Coffee or Gumroad. I basically went through and moved everyone over through like a giant CSV file. If you're not on there and it doesn't pop up, I'll have to do just message me on Discord and I'll try to get it situated. But like everyone should be on here except for maybe if you didn't do it a week ago, and that's only like 1 or 2 people. But before I push this, I'm going to do another check again, so it should be fine. But you want to do lost password, and it'll reset your password for you, and you can log in. And you should have everything else, all the stuff you bought. If you don't, again, let me know, and I'll verify and check everything's correct and get it working for you. Okay, and for the next part, after you open up your Creator Companion, you want to go Create New Project, select Avatar 2022. Now, if there's another update that comes up, you want to select the latest version it is, give it a name where you want to name it, and hit Create Project. You make sure you just put it wherever location you want to. And then I'm going to go, I already have it, so I'm going to go over here at the director one of my avatar. After it pops up, go to the right for Manage a Project. And the things I always install. VRCFury, you want to have hit the plus sign over here, so that it like on the side, so it has a minus like this and looks like this. Put on my Toon Shader, hit the plus sign, hit a minus like that. And then also you want to do it for Gesture Manager. Load up Gesture Manager, do the same thing, so you have Gesture Manager. You use Gesture Manager to test things out and make sure it works before you go in game. Make it a little bit easier, and so you're not like uploading, testing. It gets annoying to do that. And then after that, make sure you see these green arrows, just hit them, make sure they're all up to date. You should be able to do this while it's running still. I already have it running in the background, so it shouldn't be any issues. Okay, for the next part, you go selecting the prefab and everything you need. What you need to do, go to this folder in the assets called Softease, yeah. And you want to go to Dual Fit. And I did try to organize these files a little bit better to be more understanding and easier updates. So that's why I have some more folders in here. Some of the stuff you won't see just yet. Some of the stuff is still in the works. But go to Dual Fit, and you want to select the one you want. So the simple ones are ones that have a lot of things good from them for performance reasons. So no particles, no sounds, I think, on them. I think I'd also remove certain contacts to try and reduce the use of them. So if you want ones that are like more for like quest use and purposes, that's what you probably want to aim for these for. These are going to be more intended for quest ones. And then the this one right here is intended to work with the CG set or whatever I'm going to call it for. You haven't settled on it yet in the future. But this basically essentially requires you to rely on your CG for a lot of things. So if you use this one, just keep that in mind that like you won't have to control, like ADS is like on by default on this. You can't turn it off. Like you can't even like I think the only thing you can really do is change the textures and disable certain features for like meats and stuff like that, or if you're in public instances. But like, you know. But I'm going to drag this one over. I already have it on, so I'm not going to do it right now. But after you drag it in, I'm not going to go through this whole thing. The first part, I'm going to be just talking about the training stuff. If you don't see any of this stuff, you can just skip this part further into the video. Mainly because it's like the way it's set up is if you have the first asset, then only one thing will show. If you have the other asset, the other thing will show. If you don't see anything, just go down here to main, right here, and just click it and uncheck it to show it. Don't worry, I have tried to set it up to where this stuff should auto disable on upload now. So hopefully it shouldn't have any issues. I've tested and haven't seen anything, but let me know on Discord if you do. But you want to, I'm gonna do the training stuff first. Get this system. Go to this one down here. Just fit it in your place where you need to have it, and scale it up if you need to fit your model. Next thing you want to do, go to the book. Same thing. Move this into the proper location. It's on your left hand by default, but if you want to change it, go to armature link, edit in prefab, change it to right hand, and you can move your right hand instead. And the next thing you want to do, go to the watch, move it into place on the left hand. Again, if you want to move to the right, you can go over here, edit in prefab, link to right lower arm instead of left lower arm. And then if you want to change the band, just like open this up, drop down, go to the band, and you can move that into a better location for you if it doesn't fit the way and you scale it differently. Then next you want to go to the target. The reason why this is here is because this works with the system for the leg targets too, so that when it gets toggled, it slides down to a proper spot. But you want to move this in the proper location to fit in your model. For now, let me hide this real quick again so I can see what I'm working on. Make sure you get it fit the way you like. And then go to the right and left target and move these like to what best works for your avatar. So I have them near my ankles, but for most people, if like you don't have full body tracking, you might want to make it to your knees. And if because it basically might be harder for you to grab if it's on your knees or not. If it's stuck down there and you can't grab it, you can always just go to the little wheel and disable the changing function, and it'll just automatically snap up for you. And the next, and also just make sure I did add a ton of more blend shapes. Not for this one. This one is going to get the same treatment as these in a sec. But this one has like way more blend shapes for customability, for better fitting and everything else for you. But after you get all that stuff situated, one thing you might need to do too, heads up, you might need to go in here. So if you notice when it slides down, if one part's too high, just go to the elastic thing right here. It's the same thing for the right one, but you want to uncheck, drag this to 0 if it isn't already at 0. Go constraint settings, uncheck here, and change this Y value. So like 0.1, 0.05, 0.15. You shouldn't need to be too drastically changed. Just like a little minuscule value change. Then go in reverse, lock it, is active like that, and that should be good for what you need. Then the next one. So same thing for the main. I recommend that you just select this whole thing. So I'm gonna hide this. Go up to here real quick and hide this. You're hidden. Boom, gone. We're gonna go to new. Show this one now. You want to, I would scale this whole thing to fit how you like. And the reason why I would do the whole thing first this way is because this scales the what do you call it, the contacts and everything alongside with everything to be better fitting. You can still do it individually. I'm just saying that's probably what you want to do. And then for minuscule changes, then select it after you scale this down enough. If it's too big, if the whole thing's not big enough or too small. And this is just going over this real quick. So I organized everything in here to where like pretty much everything that's in this core Unity customization is all about like extra changing, like the extra customization for you, and then things below are all for basically like new things I added in. I think the only thing that's not up there I forgot to move is this right here, the wings tilt inward and outward and stuff like that. Everything else though, it should be for different models. And just saying this too, you do not have to use. So for instance, if I'm going to use this one right here, you don't have to keep everything at 100% if you're trying to make something fit. You can keep this at like 47 and combine it with another thing if need be to get a better fit for you. So don't feel like you're restricted to only having these at 100% heads up. And I did add options, so if you're noticing like in the leg area, if it's like, oh, you know, it's too there's a gap there, I did add in, where is it at? I think it's smaller right here. So you can shrink this in more if you want to. That way it allows for more, like I said, it gets for more, better fit in other areas. And then you also have this option to pull this down more if you want to. This is more so for the leg gatherers, so because you can also expand these out now. Some of the stuff is like I will say some of these options that are in here are things that I didn't necessarily. They might have some use later on, like this right here. But I'll see if I'll use that later on or not. We'll see. As of right, I just left it in there, so I don't have to redo the model over again. But we're gonna go over to the next part now.
So I know it's a long video, but on this part, we're going to be talking about the extra stuff. So I got a ton of things there. Some of the things might not work 100% right now, so just keep that in mind. It will probably be coming in later on for the CG set and everything else various, so just keep that in mind. So I'm going to get done eating my food, and we'll get back to the video, okay?
Alright, for the next part, we're going to be talking about the extras and everything. So, some of these extras are not going to be used just yet, just heads up. It's not implemented fully. But what you want to do is go to, so there's two extras. This is outside of it right now. I think I might have moved it in there. I might have. Yeah, I think I did move this into the elastic ruffles into this now. But as right now, don't worry about that. But, so you have multiple different things here. So we have this smack thing. You can add this to your model. I set this whole thing up to be modular. You just drag it on, bam, it's done. I'm not even joking. Just drag it in the spot you want it to be in. So right there, scale it up if you need to. And basically, when this gets hit with like a hand, or I think it even works with the foot too. I don't know why I put it on there actually. Whatever. But basically, if this gets hit, it will activate the sound, place random sounds, and it'll have a poof particle pop up. And if you want to change that sound, I did provide a bunch of them. All you need to do, go over here, select where is it? This right here. Double click it, and it'll open this up. Go to sounds, do the sound on right here, and if you look on the right side, there's these clips. And you can just actually add a plus sign and add whatever you want to. If you don't like some of these sounds, you can actually just remove them, and that's all you need to do for that one. So for the next one, we got I'm gonna do this one. This one, you got the leak. Again, drag it on. Like I said, the whole thing's modular. Now I will say a caveat. This was not intended to have to store everything on your model, so please don't do that. If you want to do that, it's fine. Just at least have separate models that are more optimized for like events and stuff like that. Just don't unload everything in your model. But after you drag this one on, just drag it up. Again, that's all you got to do. This whole thing is set to be modular. This does work with this one and the other assets I've made too. So it doesn't matter. This works across the board basically. And the next thing you're going to do. So the next one I'm going to talk about is food sounds. Again with this, like I said, drag and drop it on. Bam, you're done. So now you have food sounds. Probably want to drag it probably to where your head is. So it makes sense where we're eating from. And then also you got these sounds, because I added more off of these. Bam, drag them in. You're done. I'm being serious. I'm trying to make this whole thing easy peasy for everyone. I did even try to make this actually have good fall off. So this shouldn't, at least when I've heard in game, it should not sound too crazy. like this far away or that far away is actually should be pretty good. Even though it looks like it's huge, it's not that big from what I've noticed. And I also made the cup easier for you. If it's pink like this, just go in here and just make sure the shader's set to Ponyami. I don't know why that keeps happening for some reason. Not that big of a deal. Just change the Ponyami. It might already be fixed. It might just be due to like I said, mine is like this one is technically an update or two behind. Everything has works though. Next, then, don't worry about this one. This one's not in there. This was something I was experimenting with. I wanted to be able to like pull like I don't know, like a Nerf gun or something silly outside or whatever. And it's experimental. I might come back and work on that. And yeah, this one's intended to work with the CG set also. It technically does work, but it will not work right now. So I would probably say wait for the CG set to come out, and I'll explain more on this one. But if you want to throw it on, you can. Just throw it on like normal. And this one, you just drag it down to about like here, scale up if you need to. And this is just for extra detail. If like someone is like, you know, like you know what I mean. It's basically what that does. You can pull this out and actually go to the whole other system and everything else. I'll show you more about it in the CG set later on. But next thing we're gonna be talking about is the texture stuff. That one might be a little bit longer. I'll explain in a sec. Okay, and now for the texture one. While I have Substance Painter loading for you, yes, I have finally provided a Substance Painter file for you guys. I know this, like I said, it was a huge update. I've been doing a lot of things, but so two things I did. I made the texture stuff way easier for you guys to change now. So 2 things on it. One, if you want to make a new texture now, it's actually way easier than it was last time. So if you go to this one, textures and mats, you can make it wherever you want to now. I have made presets now. So if you go to materials, and let's say you like go over here also, so like let's say you want to use this one for instance. If you right click up here on presets, go to Softease, and then go to material, you see you're gonna see a whole bunch of options right here. So basically, this is like if you prefer cloth or different variations of a cloth or plastic, you have an option to pick between those. The WB stands for like basically a waistband on the bag if you want to. So you have those options also. And you just select that, and it will change the material and everything on there for you. So like as of right now, let me I'll do this real quick actually. While the other thing is loading. Snap to back reality up for those gravity. Loads this real quick. Drag down to the scene. Move this over. Go back to materials. So let's see. For example, if you notice, this looks like class cloth to it. So if I now select this, go to presets, and make it that. Give it a sec. Bam! Now it's like plastic. Done. I'm joking. It's shiny. The detail. But the next thing, and then it's just to showcase off the other options. Hit WB, and you'll see. Now you have a little like elastic area back there. Like I said, this is you can choose whatever you want to. And yes, I know maybe I'm like too detail oriented. There are actual differences between these two. They're not exactly the same. Like these generally have like a little more of a dotted pattern to them. The zone in the front has like more of a dots also. And then also you notice on these have like it's a little like wavy soft pattern and stuff like that on them. Yes, I'm too detail oriented, I'm sorry. And the next thing you need to do, so to change this texture and actually apply this, what you do now, I made it way easier. You don't do the texture wheel stuff. Go open it up, go to the texture thing right here, and you go to edit and prefab. And so the top one is, if you want to see which one you're messing with, look for this name right here for which asset it is. So this is the top one. You hit, it should be this one right here, I think. Hit the plus sign here, so you get a new page. Add action, and you do a material swap. and then you drag in. So this is a skin mesh render for this one. So you want to drag in that here for the render, and then you drag your texture to the material, and then you hit the back button at the upper left, save, and done. Now you've added that texture to the wheel now. As far as I've seen, this shouldn't be unoptimized. I've been testing it out, trying to test for VRAM uses and whatnot, and from what I've seen, it should be about the same if VRAM is loaded in a certain way. But if you notice any issues, just let me know, and I'll discuss it more, and I'll change this around in future updates. But if you want to make your own textures and stuff like that, I've now provided a substance painter file with a ton of features in it, a ton. I mean, this is probably insane, honestly, what I've done. So this is experimental stuff I was trying to do with water. I'm probably not gonna use it my personal self, but I mean, if you have a use for it, it's there for you guys. But you also have two different ways of doing this. So this one does the blur effect and everything for if you want to apply your own custom effect outside on your own in a separate way, you can. If you open this folder up, there's four different options in here too you can pick from. But normally you probably want to just use these, if I'm being honest with you. These will give you the best effect. And yeah, don't worry about the quality, how this looks right now. Right now I have the it's at 1024 by 1024. I designed this to export at 4K. Is what I did. Yeah, it does not use not everything uses 4K in here, so don't worry about that. I generally stick things to 2K. I expect 4K, but I'll cap things at 2K, and then the other texture is at 1K for the other variant options. Most people won't even notice it though. This one, but heads up, you just change between here what works best for you. Not every texture is going to be exactly the same, so you want to do that. The next thing, you go down, two things here. So, if you want to have something to have more cloth-like effect to it, what I added into, which you don't have to do, but if you right-click on this mask here, and you do toggle mask, you might not notice it here because, like I said, the resolution's at 1024. But it adds in a little bit of a faded type material look on the actual print itself to get a bit more a cloth-like look. It's more noticeable, like I said, if you make this 4K. But I'm not gonna do it right now because for performance reasons and video purposes, I'm just gonna leave it how it is. But the next thing you need to do, there is a base template I provided. Just right-click this, and you want to duplicate the layer. And the reason why is if I load this up, you'll see that I have organized everything in here for you. So if you want to change the wings over here, you can change the inside of this, that area, even this core zone. You got even this in the front, that bar in the middle. Like I said, I've provided a lot of stuff here, so you can just slap your textures on here and just change the colors on it to make easy designs for you. And I might remove these options below, just to reduce this file size, so you might not see this on release. Just heads up. These other options below. It'll probably just be the template, and that's it. Now there is a normal map in here. I'm afraid to do this. I'll try to load it up, see if it has issues. It might take a while to load. No, I did it instead time. Okay, there we go. You shouldn't need to mess with this at all, and I might remove it honestly, because all this really is meant for is for texturing reasons, not necessarily normal map reasons. So that might get removed too to reduce this file size and performance on your guys' PC. If you guys actually want that, just message me in the Discord, and I'll probably add it in then later. And that should be it for this portion. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I forgot to talk about. I think that should be it though for the texture and making your designs and stuff like that. And for the final part of this video, what we're going to be talking about is optimization. So something I know some people might be skipping over this, but I do think this is very, 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 very important. One, I recommend I would not, for your textures, I wouldn't go over 5 per each personally. If anything, I would probably do 3, pick what you want. So if you only have one asset on, you can get away with just probably doing how many you want. You can probably do double that. But if you have both of these on, I would do no more than 5, and even 5 might be pushing it. I probably want to do like 3 per each if you have both of these on, just to make it a little bit not as like, you know, VRAM usage. Next thing I want to say, 2 things. I did lower the param usage as much as I possibly can, but I was trying to get back to 50, but I think I got it to about 60 or so. If you add all this other stuff in, this stuff will make your param use go back up to probably about what it was previously. So again, like I said earlier, this wasn't intended for everyone to just throw everything on here like all willy-nilly. Just keep that in mind. I would say that to help with that stuff, select the top of your model, go to add component, and there's 2 things you're going to be adding. I would add, there's a blend shape optimizer in VRCFury, and what this does and why this is very important, and it's, like I said, same VRAM free. So there's a ton of just explain this for people. So if you don't know, all these blend shapes here, you see all these blend shapes are not good to be having for your model to have on, because this is a huge amount of mesh data, if I remember correctly. But luckily, you can actually just use what that tool does is it removes everything that you're not using in your model. It removes all of it. So the only things that will be popping up on here are the things that you have like actually touched on this model or have been using in an animation. I have not noticed any issues with it. If you do notice an issue with it, you can just not use it for now. But like like I said, I haven't seen anything, so there's really no reason why you wouldn't just add it on there to get like better performance. So I recommend you do that for Blend Shape Optimizer. Next thing you want to look for, there's a thing called, they call it 2 different things. It's parameter compressor and unlimited parameters. So I think you can do parameter compressor. What this does is it compresses the float values. You shouldn't need to do it for Boolean, because Boolean is only one. It should only be one memory, if I remember correctly. But on floats, it makes a difference. Like I remember having a model where it literally chopped I think 35 to 50% of my param usage like instantly in half, which allows for way more stuff on the model. So I recommend you do this actually again. But again, if you have issues, you notice things are weird, then I do recommend you just get rid of that. But like I said, these 2 things as of right now, I'm not seeing any issues personally on my end. So I see no reason not to just have free performance upgrades with just doing that. So those are 2 options you can do to help for optimizations. Another thing too is that like, I know some people like super crisp textures and stuff like that. I have gone through and made every single texture. So let me go back and I'll show you real quick. So if I go to this one, you'll notice this one is 2000 right here. And then this one is 1000. The reason why, I mean, you can't, if this was 1024 and not 2K. I know some people didn't. Yes, this is technically a 4K texture. I know some people, I left it in there for you so people can have the option to go to 4K if they want to. So if you want to make it 4K, you can, but just be warned that for performance reasons, I set it up in the best case scenario possible in between area where it doesn't eat up people's VRAM like crazy and people don't have to worry about optimizing their own. But if you want more performance, I'm not going to talk about performance, if you want more high detail, you can go in here and change this to be 4K to make it better. And same thing for this, you can make that 4K you want to. But this texture right here, it probably will not be noticed by many people when you're using it, the difference between the 2. Because 1, there's a fade effect on this that like gets blurred as it goes up anyways. So like it's going to be blurred anyhow. So honestly, you probably don't need to make that texture like higher than this one. Just being real. The only thing the only texture that I would say that that does make a difference, I've noticed a little bit, is the presets. So, where is it at? I think it's taking a while because yeah. So this is 2000, but if you make this 4K, there is some more detail that gets added in that makes this a whole thing more crisp. So that is something you can do, but I recommend leaving everything like I said. How I have everything right now by default should be the best case scenario. You can make it lower, so if you're putting this on Quest or whatever, I would recommend that like you probably can lower this to 1000. And other things too, but all these other things right here, like these, like if you look right here, these are like 32. And the reason why these are 32 is because like if I were to open these up, it's just a blank image. And when you have things like this that are blank images like this, there's absolutely no reason why this should be at all like massively like a 4K image. And I'm not going to stress on optimization because I do think there is a degree of like where you can optimize things too much that you lose the the creativity of things. So I think there is a balance to it, but as long as you keep it in mind and trying to your best to do it, then I think that's good enough. Like I don't expect everyone who doesn't know Unity or Blender to go in and just full focus onto it. It's unreasonable to expect other people who have jobs and lives and other things they're doing. But that's why I said again, I'm going to give this stuff and information to you so you at least attempt it. Because it's better to try than not do it at all, I think. And I think that's about it. Everything I needed to talk about though. I can't. There are other things you can do to try to optimize things, but that's not going to. That's going to be way more headache for than I think would be. Most people could worry about. But that should be it. If you have any issues, just talk to me on Discord, and I'll do what best I can to add anything. And don't be afraid to talk to me, guys. Come on, I can I'm good. I can handle people saying certain things to me. It's fine. But I'll see you guys in the next update, which hopefully soon, because I'm very close to a bunch of stuff I'm working on. If you haven't noticed, but we'll see. Thanks.